So I come to the third session of planning, and so far we did everything about planning. Now in this session of planning I'm going to make it a little bit light for you, okay, to understand the different concepts in a very different way. Okay, as you see, what I put here just before is plan ahead. Okay, and these words mean a lot. It makes a lot of difference in many people's life. When they plan ahead, they are bound to succeed. We cannot guarantee that it is 100% success, but we can always tell that these people are bound to achieve certain things. Okay, so what does planning do? It brings the future into the present. It brings the future into the present. So we are trying to control the future right now by formulating our way of thinking so that you can do something about it now. Okay, if we don't plan, we are surely going to fail. Okay, many argue that plans do not normally work. Proper plans, however, when they are formulated ahead of time, help the leaders and organization. How did they help? First, to execute projects. Secondly, to reach to the goals. Thirdly, to fulfill their vision. Okay, so we will not go as per what another person tells. We have to see and do it for ourselves. So I always advise you, whether we are students, whether we are parents, whether we are teachers, we all need to plan at a certain stage. There is a famous Chinese philosopher whose name was Confucius, and he said that a man who does not plan long ahead will find trouble at his door. Okay, so we could learn this right from the caveman era. Okay, where they discovered fire, and they saw that they could keep out the wild animals by the usage of fire. Okay, so this is something about planning. So I advise you, plan ahead, and there is always a possibility that you will find success in certain areas for sure. Those who are successful have planned ahead, finding many benefits, which included these 6 points. Number 1, assessing the risk and opportunity. Now many a time it so happens that we are not bothered, okay, but then when we venture into it, when we actually venture into it, we shall find the troubles coming out. So you always assess, you find out what is the risk. So this is the best part about planning, that you are ready for it from before. Secondly, they become proactive. Okay, when you become proactive, it means you're putting things into action. When you're putting things into action, something is bound to happen. Thirdly, it improves their performance. Okay, from what we are now and what we will be in the future, it is going to take us way ahead. And also, there is enough time to develop teams. In an organization, when you start planning, you know that who is going to do what, so they start planning accordingly and they develop the team. When we come to the 5th point about those who have successfully planned ahead, they tell that there is time for revising the whole thing and updating the plan. What happens if you worked out? Say you're working out a party for someone. So when you're working out a party, you're planning, okay, and then you're coming about various, you're getting various combination, what you should be doing this, what is the menu, who you should be inviting, what should be the invite, what should be the theme. Okay, you're working out all these nitty-gritties, okay, and you have a time for revising. But if you do things in the last minute, like many of us do projects in the very last minute, and we don't do a good work, we do it in a haphazard manner. But if you have planned about your project from the first, it is going to be a quality project, and even when your vivas are taken, you are a very confident person to answer the evaluators. Okay, not only this, planning also is rewarding. Okay, so what happens is that when you're following the right type of plan, you are going to get rewarded. Okay, I make this session a little bit light. I tell you a very small story, a story which has a lot of significance. This is a very short story which lays the importance of planning ahead. The story is about three fish. These three fishes lived in a pond. One was named Plan Ahead, the other was named Think Fast, and the third was named Wait and See. One day they heard a fisherman who was saying that he is going to cast his net in the pond the next day. So, what happened? Plan Ahead, the first fish said, I am swimming down the river tonight. Think Fast said, I'm sure I will come up with a plan. Wait and See lazily said, I just can't think about it now. Okay, so you saw the three fishes, they had three different views. So next day, the fisherman cast his net. Plan Ahead was able to escape from his nets because he wasn't there. But Think Fast and Wait and See were caught by the fisherman. Think Fast quickly rolled his belly and pretended to be dead. The fisherman saw Think Fast and said, Oh, this is no good, and threw him safely back into the water. However, Wait and See ended up in the net. Okay, and he landed up in the fish market. So what do we learn from this? That is why we say people in times of danger, when the net is cast, plan ahead or plan to think fast. Don't say we shall wait and see. So this is a small story but a very big lesson to be learned, that we need to plan, we have to act fast, and if we do act fast, we are going to get rewarded. From here, I take you to another story. As I told you, I want you to understand and conceptualize the whole of planning in this session. So the story goes like this. One night, 4 college students were playing late at night and could not study for the test which was scheduled for the next day. In the morning, they thought about a plan. They made themselves look as dirty as possible with grease and dirt. They then went up to the dean and said they had gone out for a wedding last night, and on their return, their tire of the car burst, and they had to push the car all the way back, and there was no condition that they could appear for the test today. So the dean said they could have a retest after 3 days. They thanked him and said that they will be ready for the test on time. The third day did appear and they came before the dean. Okay? The dean said that this was a special condition test. All 4 of you all are required to sit in a separate classroom for the test. They all agreed. As they were well prepared for the last 3 days, they were preparing for the test. The test consisted of 2 questions with a total of 100 marks. Let's see the question paper. Question number 1, name of the car. That was for 2 marks. Question number 2, which tire burst? That was for 98 marks. Was it the front left? Was it the front right? Was it the back left? Or was it the back right? This caught all of them unaware. What they did was they didn't plan for what they had to say. Okay? Their excuses were larger than life. So planning was necessary for them and it took them nowhere. So we took up different stories in planning and how we saw that if you plan, you're bound to succeed. Let's talk about a movie called Chak De India, where we saw Shah Rukh Khan, who was playing the coach of the Indian women's hockey team. A very touching movie and a very well made movie too. Okay, where we saw that how at different stages planning was so important. Okay, how to develop your stamina, how to develop your skills, how to play against each other, how to play and combine with each other, because combination is a very important aspect, and for this you require planning. Now let's come back to the movie Chak De India. Shah Rukh Khan is appointed as the coach of the girls hockey team. He knows that he has to prepare these girls for the international hockey matches. Now, there's a difference between the local, the national and the international. Whenever you're reaching the international level, your plans have to be excellent. You have to check the various teams which are going to participate. You're going to check out who are the players. You're going to check out which player plays how. So you have to learn all the technicalities of each and every player. Okay? So he has to prepare the girls for the international hockey matches, and his main aim is to see that they win the World Cup. For this he prepares long-term plans, and he thinks about ways to bring the World Cup back after winning. He coaches the girls to play in different ways, like defensive, offensive, etc. At the outset of each match, he explains who will open the match and how the ball will be passed from one girl to the other, from one player to the other, step by step. Okay? So this, from this particular small extract, let's identify the 4 types of plan in the above by quoting the lines. Okay? What was the objective? The objective was to win the World Cup. What was Shah Rukh Khan's strategy? He had a long-term plan. He had a long... So from here, from this particular case study or this particular extract, we shall identify the 4 types of plan in this by quoting the lines. First, bringing the World Cup. That is the objective. Okay, that is the purpose, the objective. He prepares a long-term plan and thinks about ways in which to bring the World Cup. So this is strategy. He is preparing long-term plans. Then he coaches the girls to play in different ways, that is defensive and offensive. So this is method. Then coming to the 4th plan, at the outset of a match, he explains who will open the match and how the ball will be passed. This is procedure for you. So in this small extract, we have covered 4 different plans in a very simple and in a very subtle way. I come to one more example. Okay, though hockey being a national game, cricket is followed more vividly. And we all remember that we had won the 2011 World Cup, which was played at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. There was a quote by Virendra Sehwag. He said that Sachin Tendulkar was behind MS Dhoni's batting promotion in the World Cup final. Dhoni in the entire World Cup had never played properly. He had never had good scores. But in this particular match, he was promoted up the order. Rather, he promoted itself up the order. Why was this? Because Sachin Tendulkar, of course he was not the captain, Mahendra Singh Dhoni itself was a captain. He spoke to Dhoni and told that we shall keep a right hand and a left hand combination going. Okay? And there was Virat Kohli and Gautam Gambhir who was batting. Gautam Gambhir was a left-handed, while as Virat Kohli was a right-handed. And in that period, Sachin went to the restroom and Virat Kohli got out. Virat Kohli was a right-hander and there was Yuvraj Singh who was supposed to follow. But what MS Dhoni did, he went, and because a right-hander got out, while always remember in cricket, a right hand and a left hand combination disturbs a bowler's rhythm. Okay? So it was Sachin Tendulkar who masterminded a brilliant move in the 2011 World Cup, which India went on to win with magnificent batting performances by Gautam Gambhir and MS Dhoni. MS Dhoni went on to make 91 runs not out, and he finished the match with a six at the end. Virendra Sehwag revealed how an important suggestion from the Master Blaster took Sri Lanka by surprise. They saw MS Dhoni promote himself up the order, while as they were expecting Yuvraj Singh. Okay, so this is again a type of a strategy. In a movie which came out in 1990, Home Alone, it saw how a small child tackled the robbers who were planning to get inside the house, or rather they got inside the house. So he also did a lot of planning. Okay, so planning, as I told you, it's there in matches, it's there in football matches, it's there in cricket matches, in hockey matches, in basketball matches. Okay, it's there in politics. It's there at every stage. Even as students, you'll need to study, you'll need to plan. Okay, so I come to this final question: why is planning so important? And I take this perspective from a teacher's point of view. Why is planning so important? Planning is a roadmap to the instructor's success. Okay, if he plans, he is bound to get success. Whenever you make a plan, you know what you want to achieve. You're very clear cut, your mind is not cluttered, it is very clear cut that you want to achieve something. At the same time, it becomes clear what the future wants to see, or what the future might want to hold. And what are your goals? Your goals are decided by planning, makes your decision making more efficient and more to the point. This is because you know that you have taken a decision, and this decision will affect your plan in the long term, whether or not this decision will help you achieve your goals or no. This will help you make your decisions faster, decision making faster. So taking into this chapter again, it's a life lesson for you to learn. All your lessons in business studies, in the 12 standards, are lessons for life. Don't treat it as a chapter, treat it as a challenge, treat it as something which you can derive something, and life and studying will be more pleasurable to you. Planning takes a lot of time and effort. It is easy to procrastinate and tag it as unnecessary. No, it's not unnecessary. It is a need of the hour. But once you realize the time and energy you save when you do proper planning, there is no way you can unsee it. Something so simple as creating a lesson plan, which we all teachers do. Okay? This is a transformational event, because what happens is that instantly your teaching goes to the next level. Where are you? You're at which chapter, and which chapter are you supposed to be there? So this is all about planning. I hope I have made this session interesting for you, and that you have understood each and every aspect in regard to planning. I advise you all go through whatever I have said in the first two parts, and also go through this part to make your understanding a little bit more interesting. Thank you so much for giving me such a patient hearing. This is Vishwanath Jatan signing off, and I promise to be back with more interesting such lessons. Please stay in touch with me. Thank you.